first thing that you want to do is connect the batteries. Whenever connecting your batteries to your inverter, you always want to make sure that you pre-charge the capacitors in the inverter. This is very important because even small batteries can cause a large spark or an arc when you connect to the terminal here. So to prevent that arc, which can get very extreme to the point of sometimes even welding terminals together, you want to use a pre-charge resistor. Some of the newer batteries come equipped with a pre-charge resistor. You'll have to check your documentation. This battery did not, and since I don't have a resistor, I'm going to use a trick, and that is a carpenter's pencil. So the graphite in the pencil works as a resistor. Now, when connecting the battery for the first time to the NHX, even with everything off, the LCD screen will come on once the capacitors are fully charged. As you can see, my battery is off now. If you're working with a single battery, it just needs to be off. If you're working with a battery bank, make sure that all of the batteries in the bank are off and only turn on battery 1. We want to reduce the amount of current flowing in to our inverter. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is turn on my battery. Then I'm going to take my resistor, in this case this carpenter's pencil. I'm going to first touch it to the terminal. Then I'm going to touch the cable to the lead on the pencil. You may see a small spark when you do this. Now we're going to listen for the inverter to power up. We should hear a beep and the LCD screen should come on. Once that happens, you want to hold for about another 10 or 15 seconds to ensure that the capacitors are fully charged. Once the capacitors are fully charged, you want to move as quickly as you can to touch your battery cable to the terminal block. And there we go. The next step is to press the RSD button on the inverter. Some other inverters just may have a standard power button, but you press this button to activate the inverter. Next, you'll want to turn on the solar panel arrays, turning on the PV disconnect. The next step, if your inverter is grid tied, you want to turn on the grid supply breaker. Also, a tip, most breaker panels, the manufacturer will make a surge protection device. This is a Type 2 surge protection device that I have installed in the panel and connected to the neutral bar. This protects all the devices in this panel from surge instead of having to put individual surge protection devices on each one of my devices down the line. These are about $40 to $60 online and on eBay. They will help to protect your inverter, which could cost thousands of dollars, from lightning strikes and surges through the municipal utility connection. When power is supplied to the panel, you'll see a light indicator come on the surge protection device in the panel, indicating that the panel is protected. On most of these devices, if that LED light is flashing, the surge protection device needs to be replaced. The last step is to turn on the loads for your inverter. This breaker protects the load side of my inverter. These breakers are for the loads.